Tonight we discuss a couple of butchers who are up for nomination. The NBA All-Star Weekend happened. The Kansas City Chiefs conspiracy, brought to you by Keelan. And Harry Kane is the only person capable of stopping the German Giants. Who would have thought we might have needed Harry Kane back in the 40s?
Oh!
Hey, fellas.
G'day.
Everyone just thought their podcast stopped there for a second, so sick. Enjoy that. What's going on, everyone? We're here with episode number 94 of the Storm of the Beach podcast, talking about all things great and garbage from our sports viewing this week. How many cans are there? What is this? Why is that thing 44 seconds long?
It was the only one I could find that was royalty free on short notice.
Christ. What's going on? Matt, what's going on? Keelan's dead.
Not much.
Yeah, sick.
Typical.
Usual.
What's going on is I've just... Fuck, I can't take myself seriously now. Is that I've decided to go on a very expected and entirely planned journey to Middle-earth. Today I started reading The Hobbit. I'm gonna knock them all over in the next... I'm going to give myself 6 months.
Knock all of the hobbits over.
Nah, all of the... I'm going to knock over
one, and it's thinner than you think.
I'm going to knock over the Hobbit and then the trilogy.
Sick.
With bonus episode, The Silmarillion.
Oh, good luck! Don't start with that one because
I'm not starting with it. No.
You won't get to the others.
I started on lunch today though, and I found a Lord of the Rings ambience playlist. I just threw that in, blocked out the world, and started reading. It was a bit of a vibe.
Yeah, nice. Hopefully you can't hear the rain that's hammering down outside now. As soon as we started, so cool.
I can't hear
that's not an issue. Yeah, The Hobbit, surprisingly small book, given they made 3 feature-length films out of them, which also had extended editions.
Films too, not just
yeah. They squeezed every drop of ink out of that book to make scripts, and still missed some details.
Yeah, it's what, a couple hundred pages.
Yeah,
and the book itself is like, it's small. It's like this. I mean, it's just over there, but I'm not going to get up and go get it.
Nice little small paperback.
But it's tiny. You could literally fit it in the back pocket of most jeans.
True. Yeah. I'll allow it.
Yeah. Unless you're packing more junk in the trunk than most, in which case your jeans are probably already full. But
But you'd have bigger pockets.
I don't know. I don't know if you would. You don't walk around and see
with sizes.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
I don't know, surely, right? There's more material.
Big people have bigger things, so they need bigger pockets.
Conduct an experiment.
Where are you going to keep your cheeseburgers?
Let's go out and buy some jeans from extra small all the way up to like quadruple XL, and then measure the pocket discrepancy.
Pocket test.
Fair enough. Well, enjoy your reading pleasure.
I'll be sure to update weekly.
Yeah, sweet. Update us on your favourite part.
So far, it's physically listening to the Hobbit soundtrack when they started doing the songs.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to like picture them singing the song. I'll just listen to the real song.
That's where the audiobooks are good.
You're telling me Mr. Circus actually sings it for you?
I haven't listened to the Andy Serkis ones because he hadn't done it yet, but whoever had done them previously, like the main copy that was on Audible, they did sing them, with a little bit of a tune in the background.
That's nice.
As well. Yeah, pretty nice.
You reckon Circus would give you a tune?
I reckon Circus would give a brilliant performance.
Yeah, he'd go all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is that guy, pal.
He almost threw himself off a cliff.
That wasn't even for any project. That was just
He was going through a tough time.
yeah. But yeah,
Don't do it, Andy.
what's going on with you, Isaac? Before I forget and you get real grumpy.
Thanks for asking.
No worries.
Yeah, not a lot. Had a pretty chilled weekend. Purposefully did nothing on Saturday, which was excellent. Just went for a bit of a drive and saw an auntie and uncle and did a bit of paddock bashing at their place.
Bit of what, sorry?
Bit of paddock bashing in my ute.
Fuck
Their place, yeah. And then went to lunch in Ballina at the surf club there.
No, should have gone to the RSL.
They have a very bougie Italian cantina style restaurant. It's not like what you'd expect from a surf club at all, which I thought it would have been. Very, very fancy, huge wood fire oven, so I had to get a Tsar. Capricciosa, very good pizza, sourdough crust. And old mate over there, freshly.
The best.
I didn't see any, Sally Slices wasn't there. Giving out slices are, but it was very good. So
I only discovered him this week. His wingspan is immense.
Oh yeah, big guy.
Yeah. That's
I
nice.
only discovered him this week.
Yeah.
He's been like an online sensation for years.
Oh. Well, here we are. I got some catching up today then, I suppose.
Seems like a great guy.
Yeah. Too bad he's from Jersey.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Well, you're showing your age there, Matthew.
One of these TikTok celebrities.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Matt, have you been doing a comedy?
Have I been?
Yeah.
I've been going to comedy shows.
You got any fresh material for us?
I do.
We still haven't posted the clip of your last one yet, but I'm sure it'll be well received. Welcoming to the stage, comedy icon Matthew Drisick.
Ah, fuck. There we go. That one.
I didn't hate the original music. It's like a Seinfeld vibe.
Oh, you want the music?
No,
no, okay.
music would be
All
preferred.
right, no. Hold on. Just take your headset off for a moment. He didn't make a joke yet.
Man, what is that sound?
Can you take your headset off and pretend to walk on stage for the viewers at home? Because then the music will really bring it in, I think.
Oh no, a slight effort to do with the podcast. What an inconvenience.
No, you gotta leave frame and then enter frame.
Wheel yourself over and
Do you reckon he
back.
can hear us? Oh, there he
no
is.
way.
Welcome to the Comedy Basement. On tonight, we have Matthew Juricic all the way from Eastern Europe. That's right, the Communist Bloc is here to...
all the way from Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
He's come from the past.
East Germany.
Those who
USSR
like
and
World War
such.
II jokes will be in for a treat.
That'd be so funny. Oh, dude.
That'll teach people to make sure they watch us on YouTube because Matt's strut just there was too good to miss.
For sure. Check out the video on YouTube or Rumble.
Rumble? We support
Yes, sir.
Rumble.
Vimeo.
I mean, we do have a last episode went up on Rumble.
Let's go. We're in the company of Alex Jones. Or is he banned from there too?
Sure.
Is that automatic from Podbean, or did you manually upload the whole
No,
episode
I
to
went
Rumble?
and put the video that was on YouTube onto Rumble as well.
What a guy.
I've never even been to that website. All right, Matt, make a joke.
You know, a lot of people are upset about how the Aboriginals were treated in this country, and I think perhaps we could just solve the whole issue by building Aboriginal-owned casinos, like the Native Americans, the Native American Indians.
Oh my God.
Because if there's one thing Australians love more than racism, it's gambling. And I think it'll definitely solve one problem. Either the indigenous people will profit and be awarded their reparations, or we'll stop gambling. And you could sort of have the machines a little bit rigged, perhaps. So maybe it can read your face.
This
Like
isn't fucking Clubs New South Wales, mate. All right.
It could read your face the way that Apple phones do, and so they can obviously detect white people just fine. And if that is the case, maybe you can't win any money, So it's sort of like a Robin Hood scheme, stealing from the whites, giving back to the blacks.
This might be the toughest conquest Australia's ever faced. Give money to Indigenous populations to help them out in life versus stopping gambling. It's just two immovable objects just facing off.
That might be one of your better racially problematic jokes.
For sure. It's actually not a bad concept at all.
Yeah, it's...
Thank you.
As a white person, I wasn't offended, if that helps. So
I've never experienced racism, so I don't know what everyone's talking about.
we just did that whole USSR thing.
No, that was two immovable objects. That's pretty good.
Write that down though for how to end that arc on the way out, and just credit Isaac mid-set.
Feel free to use that.
He just wants the
Crediting Stormy the
IMDb
Beach.
credit.
Yeah, credit the pod. Plug the pod.
Exactly.
Oh.
Go out there and
I don't know why you're not.
pod shirt and pod hat.
I could. That'd be kind of funny in its own way.
You can have your own merch on demand store and just call it, and then have hats that say "Comedy Wins."
We could design a jacket like a NASCAR jacket, and it's just covered in promotions.
Just all of the ads.
Yeah.
It's just got
Footy
a bunch
wins.
of your ad here's listed on it. Just all over it.
He's so good.
Sorry if my funny bit dropped out. The internet had a moment.
It's fine. I think
I said very funny things though. Don't worry.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
Well, that'll be lost forever, perhaps.
Nah, the listeners will hear it, but you guys won't.
I guess so. We could jump on some sort of creation platform and throw all of our designs onto one article of clothing.
One canvas.
Throw them all in one duffel bag. But well done, Matt. Great joke.
Thank you.
I feel like that joke would work in most locations as well.
Yeah, Melbourne would love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Alice Springs would really like that one.
No. Got to lace on a little bit more self-hatred, I think,
Yeah.
to play to the inner cities.
Or if you start with a few anti-white sentiments.
Yeah, man, I love gambling.
Just an autobiography.
And man, I hate that I'm a white person. Just lay that on, and then you can say whatever you want after that. You get one,
Yeah.
I think, for free.
Now that that's on the
Yeah.
oldest trick in the book.
I'm struck down by grief all of the time, by guilt all of the time, by guilt all of the time.
Why not both?
Just feel awful.
On to the butcher of the week.
Yep. Still
That might be Matt's first ever segment transition.
pretty good. Still looking for sponsors there for unofficially sponsored Butcher of the Week. So, reach out to stormthebeach.biz for any inquiries.
You don't even have to be a butcher.
No,
That's-
no, not at all. If you're an upstart butcher, great. You get your name out there a little bit. If you're an existing butcher, sure, we'll welcome you on. You don't have to be a butcher. If the money's there, we don't care. We could be, Renee's Vegan Shop Butcher of the Week.
Nutritional yeast of the week.
If they pay.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They say it's like cheese, dude, but it's not. It's no substitute for Parmesan cheese on top of pasta. It's not the same.
It is.
Just don't sell it to me like it's meant to be cheese. And
That's
I'll
the
probably
biggest
enjoy
downfall of vegan foods is they're selling you on false hope, a false premise that it is something else, but it's not. Just say it's not that.
It is false hope.
Just say it's good and call it not meat.
How hard is it to do that?
Because some of the stuff does taste very good, but it's never going to be a steak. It either tastes like a steak and doesn't have the texture of steak, or it has the texture of steak, doesn't taste like steak. Like you're not winning any battles. Just call it not steak, and then
I'll have a Beyond Burger. No worries.
Yeah, have a not sausage any day of the week. Take a couple of not dogs in the thermos to the footy.
It's not a bad shout. It's a good brand.
I don't know how I feel about cooking not dogs in hot water.
Well, I mean, you don't have to technically cook them; you just warm them up.
Yeah, but I feel like
perfect.
because they don't have the skin, that surely they're going to get soggy.
They're skinless dogs.
Yeah, but
True.
we haven't taken those in the thermos to the footy.
We could try.
I think
Besides.
this season we also have to all three of us whip out a thermos with dogs.
Ooh.
That would be huge. We're just there. We've got like half a dozen dogs each.
Yeah.
We're just feeding a whole row of people. Everyone gets a dog.
Oh, no, but actually though, we could have a cult following of people that want to sit near us for the dogs.
For sure. We could be like
Not bad.
It's free marketing, isn't it?
we could be like those marmalade guys who take chocky milk into the footy and skull chocky milks. We could just take dogs in.
Dog eating competition.
Yeah.
We could superimprint little Storm in the Beach logos on the dogs.
We brand them quickly before we take them.
I'm picturing
little cast iron brand. Just psst, Storm the Beach.
I'm picturing completely covered. The whole dog is just tiled STB logo across the whole thing.
It's just all red, yellow, and blue all the way across.
You've downloaded a 42 pixel image and you've set it as your desktop background.
Yeah. And it's just tiled on, just all the way through. The triangles are rotated around different directions to fit.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
In the future, when food's 3D printed and you can't afford the premium service, you just get Amazon ads on your hot dogs.
Write that down. That's a bit for your set.
Your steak
You
and
could
burger,
extrapolate
everything
that.
comes out grey and it just has ads on it.
You just get the first 5 seconds worth of words printed on top of your food before you hit the skip button.
Or you can only download lower quality foods.
Yeah, like hot dogs.
Like hot dogs, yeah. Oh, damn, I'm picking from hot dogs or 4 and 20 pies again.
Suicide rates way up.
That'd be
can't do
DLC I would pay for is steak.
Oh, that'd be Yeah.
Yeah, or like like buy the Italian food DLC, and then you can print your pastas and your pizzas and such.
Yeah.
Surely, more realistically, it'll be like the Back to the Future one, where you put in tiny pizza and you get out full size pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
surely that's more realistic than
Be like those
3D
napkins
printing
you drop
them.
in water.
Yeah,
Or like the dinosaur toys that you grow in water.
Yeah.
just aggressively rehydrating
Yeah.
and somehow not getting soggy.
They'll work
I'll
it out.
figure it out. Yeah.
It'd be like a big steamer, and then it turns into a air fryer halfway through or something. The technology is probably there.
It's there, just in separate things right now.
Yeah.
We could
$1 million idea.
Yeah. There's now evidence of us coming up with that idea.
Yeah.
Time-stamped.
We just need to figure out how to shrink down food. How to dehydrate it and shrink it at the same time.
Yep.
So you just sling like little pucks that turn into whole pizzas.
Nah, fresh out of ideas. Damn.
I reckon maybe worst case scenario is just like hypercalorie protein dense pills, like the size of a piece of gum, and you just eat one a day.
Oh, that sounds like such a dystopian future that I can see occurring.
Yeah.
But is it better than the Snowpiercer alternative?
What's that?
Have you seen Snowpiercer?
No, I haven't.
Well, there you go.
Do they eat people on Snowpiercer? I forget. I haven't seen
Bugs.
it. Bugs.
Don't watch the TV show. Watch the movie.
Yeah, okay. We're already
Yeah.
down that sort of track. People love cricket protein.
Yeah.
It could end up like the Taylor Swift thing. Like the three of us, like, we pause the pod, we go and eat our piece of gum, and then Taylor's on TV like eating a steak, and you're like, oh man. All the celebrities still get to have steak.
Oh,
They still get real food, and we're issued, fortnightly by the government calorie pills to stay alive.
well, I'm pretty sure in Snowpiercer the carriages closer to the front of the train got things that weren't bugs.
Oh,
So there you go.
we've just
Also,
ripped off Snowpiercer.
It is kind of a spoiler too. I don't think you find out that it's bugs for a while. Sorry.
They're eating bugs.
Doesn't seem like the worst shock. Like
Nah, it could be worse.
it's
Could
not
be
a
much
Shyamalan
worse.
twist, is it? Oh no, bugs. Let me head down to the Whole Foods and get some
bugs.
cricket protein. What's happening? We just
It's
need a
no
big
Soylent
train.
Green.
Exactly.
You should watch it though. It's got Chris Evans in it. It's pretty good.
Pretty good to look at, bloke.
Good resume
Well,
of being on trains in the snow as well. It's kind of his thing at this point.
Hey, you're the snow train guy.
you're the handsome snow train guy.
What else is he in that has a train in the snow?
Captain
I'd
America.
like to hope that would upset him.
Is that train in the snow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when old mate falls off.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, that's on me.
Buckley.
Also, the
Buckley.
director is the guy that did Parasite, so
Loves
kind of.
bugs.
Big bug guy.
I haven't seen
Also,
Parasite.
surprise.
I'm not sure if there's bugs
Director of A Bug's Life.
Oh.
and ants.
The cinematic insect universe.
And the Bee Movie.
That movie's bad. I rewatched it recently. Like it's properly bad.
Well,
Were you watching it for
it's about
comedic
not
research?
Sort of. Because I'm thinking, now that I'm older, there's got to be some good like bits in it or nuggets or something, Jerry Seinfeld's pretty funny. It's just a weird movie. It's real weird.
Well, the whole movie is them trying to remind you to not kill bees.
Yeah.
Right? Like bees are very important and such.
Doesn't a lady start seeing the bee?
She does.
What's wrong with that?
Has like a personal relationship with a bee.
So what?
I don't know. I'm not to size shame, but I feel like we've all heard about a bee's dick before. Not very substantial.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, not very substantial. Also,
yeah.
apparently, after they, have intercourse, they just explode.
Really?
Yeah, the bee's reproductive organs just explode, and then that's it. A bit like stinging.
Wow.
Biggest nut of your life.
It's worse ways to go out.
That's so wild. I knew they died. I didn't know their organs exploded.
Should we butcher?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, sorry to bring us back
Nominations
to the
for
track.
Butcher of the Week.
I have dose.
Okay, perfect.
So, would you believe the English cricket team was playing India? We touched on it the other week or whatever. So Bazball has lost once again. They lost by 430 runs or something.
Oh,
434.
God.
Which is
I did see
shocking.
the 2 innings totals India posted like 400 in both.
Yeah.
Tough look for the England side.
Well, hear me out though. Maybe I put down the wrong thing because I put down Bazball as the butcher, but clearly India's just played Bazball against England, so maybe Bazball works. It's just maybe that England's just shit.
Good point.
The highest second innings total for England was a whopping 33 from Mark Wood.
Not great.
Yeah. India's second innings, meanwhile, was 430 for 4, and they declared, funnily enough, because they made, almost as much as their first innings total at that point. So, England bad, confirmed.
True.
Except for Ben Duckett, who scored 153 in the first innings. But, besides that, he's like the anomaly or whatever.
Trying to do it all himself.
If you're going to remove an outlier, it'd be him.
Fair enough. And second nomination.
Is Erling Haaland for having a shocking game on the weekend.
Terrible
against
game.
Chelsea.
I've thrown in some stats there to back it up.
You can go nuts on him.
He had 9 shots, 3 quote-unquote big chances, 1.82 expected goals from his chances, 0 goals.
A big chance, I think you could classify as a tap-in.
Yeah.
So he's essentially missed what he's employed to do.
Broke the record for highest expected goals in a Premier League game this season without scoring.
Who was in charge of that stuff? That's just mean.
XG is
XG
literally
philosophy.
the stat of the decade, dude.
Yeah.
It's great.
Meanwhile, you have teams scoring 3 goals on 0.2 XG.
The highlights, because I watched them very, very closely, especially after, Chelsea went up, and I was like, oh my God. I was so tense watching it. And so many highlights of Haaland where he would normally just bury it. And you're like, oh, I guess not.
Yay.
Yeah, I was very happy. Don't skip ahead.
Fair enough. Matt, do you have any nominations?
I do not.
I sort of piggybacked off Keelan's one.
Yeah, thanks for that.
All right, onto the shit list. I've got a movement.
I endorse this movement.
So we had the NBA All-Star Weekend occur. NBA Slam Dunk Contest this is the most, milquetoast take there is currently on the internet. The slam dunk contest has been bad for years, trending worse. Mac McClung, who is on a G League team, won it for the second year straight. I think he's played 4 games in the NBA in his career in like the past 4 years. Not an actual NBA player. Not a great look. Jalen Brown
can jump, though.
Can jump. At least he's exciting to watch. Jalen Brown dunking over a seated Kai Cenat, who's already a small guy. Not a great look when previous years we've had people jumping over Taco Fall to dunk the basketball while he was standing. So, maybe we've just seen all the dunks. Maybe all the dunks have been done.
You do end up running out of options at some point, right?
For sure.
Maybe we're there.
People have just been trying to one-up what's the tallest person we can jump over. People have done cars in the past and stuff like that, which isn't very high but long, so different.
Free throw line, for example?
Yeah, that's been done many times. Maybe the judges, instead of for like the wildest stuff, need to score on the classics, like Olympic diving, where you've got classic moves amplified by difficulty percentage. If they execute the honey dip or Eiffel Tower or no look dunk, something like that, we just need to bring the classics back.
Yep. And then signs up with scores on it immediately afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like diving. Yeah.
These kids these days couldn't hack it in the slam dunk contests of old.
Well, no, because they weren't athletes back then.
True.
They probably weren't even born. So it would have been tough.
True. I think I heard today on the broadcast of the All-Star game, bit of a spoiler, I think Anthony Edwards was like 4 when LeBron played in his first All-Star game.
Wow.
Crazy.
And LeBron's since played in 20 in a row, all except for his rookie season. So,
Anthony Edwards has been in more good films than LeBron, though.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure he's in that Hustle movie, is he not? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Does that make one?
He plays the other dude.
Wait.
No, he definitely is.
Well, yeah, but also there's another Anthony Edwards, an actual actor, who's also... I think they've incorrectly credited him.
Okay.
This is an old dude.
The old Samuel L. Fishburne saga.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm willing to bet this old white dude is not in Hustle. Yeah, weird. He's not.
It's me, Alex Edwards.
Hustle's listed on LeBron's filmography.
Was he exec producer, though?
I don't know. That's what I'm
Because
trying
that
to
doesn't
figure
really
out.
count.
He's
Yeah,
listed on
everyone's a
lot of
producer.
things.
Like, I don't know when that started, but
Anthony Edwards, as soon as they had money, Anthony Edwards is actually listed as starring in it. To be fair, so I think
he legitimately stars in it, right?
He's the rival.
Yeah, the rival.
No, not antagonist, because he's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
He's as much of an antagonist as whoever fights you in your hometown in the Pokemon games.
Gary.
Yeah.
My dad.
Depends on the game, I guess.
Wait, is Professor Oak's dad? I forget.
Uncle.
Uncle.
No.
Yeah, I think his uncle or something.
No, Oak is his dad.
But he has all the good Pokemon. Classic nepotism.
Yeah, prick. Oh, grandson.
Oh, yeah. How old is he?
Grandson.
He's looking good. Dude,
He's not bad looking.
it's not bad.
Dude, his first name's Samuel. What the
Are you sure?
fuck?
Oh, I thought
Dude,
it
he's
was
a doctor
Professor.
in a small town where a bunch of
He's
moms
not a-
send their kids away.
He's not a doctor, he's a professor.
Oh, I don't know. He's like the jack of all trades in the small town. He's probably doing hip replacements, stuff like that.
Yeah, replacing light
the
bulbs.
vet and the doctor.
It's basically one and the same.
Yeah. LeBron producer on Hustle.
50.
Not an
there you go.
Not an executive producer though, like he's listed
Oh,
on
so that
everything
means
else.
he had less money than the other guys.
Maybe. I feel like whenever I see stars listed as, like, they're always listed as executive producers, I feel like producer seems more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. Fill in the gap.
Prestigious?
More prestigious, yeah. Perfect. I feel like just straight up producer seems more prestigious now. I feel like everyone can be an executive producer.
It's like having a uni degree. Worthless. No,
You're
obviously
just saying
not.
that because you don't got one.
Oh yeah, my tune would change.
Yeah.
Once I climb the ranks, I'm stepping on all the heads of everyone.
Also, that movie only cost $21 million, which is...
Actually,
Yeah.
whoa. Crafty
Not
Adam
bad.
Sandler.
This makes so much more sense now.
Hmm.
LeBron is known as a tight person.
Is he?
Executive producers provide the money. Producers spend it. Notoriously tight, LeBron James.
Then,
Yeah, you come from that upbringing.
He only spends money on good investments like Liverpool Football Club.
Oh. Yeah, he's going to be rich. Like, once he...
Gonna be.
No, yeah, like...
What do you mean?
Unprecedented. Like when he retires...
I think he already is, dude.
No. This is like a drop in the bucket.
He's already worth $1 billion as of June 2022.
Think of the Trump name being a brand. That'll be James Towers, James Airlines.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Airline seems a bit silly.
James Cricket Burgers.
He does have Blaze, I think it's called, that pizza chain.
Oh, yeah, he does too.
He does own that.
Prove it.
Right here, investopedia.com. Investments.
Investopedia.
Beats by Dre, Blaze Pizza, Spring Hill Company, Fenway Sports Group.
There you go. The big boys.
Yeah.
Lines up because they're tight as well.
Mm.
They only spend money on good purchases. Like all three signings of the year, the start of last season, this season, last year, end of last year. Seasons that go over 2 years really do me dirty in the brain.
All right. Oh, I should probably add that. I can add that to the list later on. If someone wants to do it now.
I can add it while you do this next bit if you'd like.
Sure. AFL News.
Had the fader the whole way down, so please excuse me while I try again.
AFL News. Thank
Nice.
you. Well done. North Melbourne, Matt's favourite player, Taron Thomas. A very naughty boy once again. This afternoon it was confirmed he's been suspended for 18 weeks following an investigation by the AFL into alleged inappropriate behaviour.
That's like the whole season.
What kind of inappropriate behaviour?
I believe it's alleged he made threats of violence against a former partner.
Not good.
Not good.
Nice.
Here we go. Threatening to distribute intimate videos of his former partner.
Oh, that's even worse.
Arguably even worse.
Yeah, that's on the internet forever.
Yeah. Piss in the ocean. Like, it is, but it isn't. You know, it's there, but like, you're gonna find it.
Yeah, but also the news would be like AFL star leaks ex-girlfriend's
like, hell yeah.
nudes, and then everyone would be like, oh yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Let's go look at Taryn Thomas's ex or whatever.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Let's go look at Taryn Thomas.
Like it wouldn't be a problem forever, obviously, but like it'd be one of those things where it'd be blowing up
Definitely.
for all the wrong reasons immediately, thanks to news as entertainment.
True. So, yes, Matt, you're correct. Basically, the whole season not available for selection until round 20, given buys and stuff, leaving him just 4 games at most to prove he deserves another contract at the Roos.
Him not being dropped at this point is like he's got something. He's got something on the North Melbourne club.
This has to be the end of it.
I don't know. Like maybe they ran a train on him when he was a recruit. He secretly filmed it.
Oh, man.
That got me. I was not expecting that at all.
Terrible,
I don't know,
terrible.
but like he's done everything you can do to. He's blown like 5 chances or
He's
something.
had many a chance. He's had many a chances. I mean, he's a very good player when he's on and good. Obviously, that probably feeds into it a little bit as well.
For sure.
But I feel like
Is
he's
he
had...
Wayne Carey good though? I don't think so.
I'd also argue he's not as much of a flog as Wayne Carey as well. But
No, not at all.
you get that with the talent. Yeah.
To shatter a woman's jaw and still have a career to this day.
Yeah.
But he was very good at football.
Oh, God.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
But yeah, not good. I mean, I want to say hopefully he's not lost to the game of football forever, but who knows? Is it that big a loss?
And it is alleged.
It is still alleged, but there's probably some merit to it given he's been banned by the AFL.
Yeah.
And I'm sure priors feed into the 18-week ban because that's pretty long.
Absolutely.
All right, I had some missed news from last week. Michael Voss signed a 2-year extension, so until the end of 2026 to remain the Carlton coach.
Why?
Well, I don't think you make a change after you get your first finals win in a bajillion years, do you? So,
No.
Ooh,
Definitely
good
a
point.
good choice by Carlton, I think. They've only been trending in the right direction with him on board.
That's true. That's fair to say.
So, yeah.
As upsetting as it is. I don't know why they're so unlikable. Like, their fans aren't Collingwood supporters, for example.
But there's still a lot of them. I don't know.
And they've for a team that is not good or hasn't been good for a very long time, they're very proud of their team. There's no like, I know we're going through it. It's just like, no, we're great. If all the refs and Big AFL went against us, it's like, yeah, everyone else is the problem.
There was some, I think, SEN pundit a couple of weeks back saying that Carlton should be premiership favourites, hands down. I think it was potentially a bit clickbaity.
Yeah, you always need that guy.
Just trying to
it was
clicks.
100% clickbait. Yeah.
It wasn't Kane Corns, but it's his sort of level
It's Kane Corns-esque, isn't it?
of take, for
Kinda
sure.
corny.
Maze.
Put his face on a can of soup. Kind of corny.
That's so lame.
But yeah, I don't know about premiership favourites. I'd say there's probably some other teams around.
I've seen someone say Brisbane should be premiership favourites.
Oh,
I mean, they went
Nah.
pretty
You
close.
remember the MCG.
Yeah, the MCG thing. But Brisbane certainly won't be bad.
no.
No.
You know, they might. I don't think they've necessarily lost anyone from memory. We'll cover that completely in next week's episode when we do the full AFL season preview. I've got
Sounds good ahead.
got some links for us to review for all ins and outs from all clubs, so we can do that next week.
Do our research.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think they'll go pretty well. But Carlton, probably not premiership favourites.
No.
Probably not.
But yeah, on Brisbane and the MCG, I've got two quick things. So Brisbane played at the MCG 3 times last year, including the grand final.
Right.
Taylor Swift started the year with playing the same amount of times at the MCG as Brisbane did all last season.
And
Brisbane are now scheduled again for only 2 home and away season games at the G. So if things go as they did last year, Brisbane are not going to play more games at the MCG than Taylor Swift has.
True. And based on track record, it could easily be argued Taylor Swift performs better at the MCG than the Brisbane Lions do.
Got him. Also on Brisbane, just a little bit on the alluded to Kansas City Chiefs conspiracy. The last time the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in 2020, Brisbane finished second in the AFL season prior. So in 2019. And in 2023, Brisbane finished second as well on the ladder. So
we're probably a bit late for that one. We should
bit
have
fishy.
Should have found that one out beforehand and then bet the Chiefs, right?
We should have.
Yeah.
We very much should have. So, but it's good to know these things for next time.
True.
You got to see you got to know the writings on the wall before you can read it. That's the thing people say, right?
People are saying it.
Yeah.
It's on the internet. People saying it.
Lovely. Bouncing the ball.
Basketball Association All-Star Weekend. I feel like anyone who actively watched the Slam Dunk Contest live should get a refund of whatever TV service that they watched it through.
Especially if they watched it on KO, that's a double refund.
Yeah. I'd say, you could just catch up on the highlights like most of us. More accurately, you could probably just catch up on the lowlights like the rest of us. Ooh. Not great. They're going to have to mix things up a bit, methinks.
I feel like we talked shit about it last year too, but it was definitely just because of how dragged out it becomes when you're watching it too. It's just horrible. There's so many ads.
There were some suspicious timeouts in the All-Star game where you're thinking, what are we doing? What are we calling a timeout here for?
There was absolutely just, ad timeouts in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Like the TV timeouts they do in the NHL. It's like as soon as there's a stoppage after 10 minutes in a period, there's a TV timeout. Like no team has to call it. It's just called by the officials for an ad break.
At least they acknowledge what it's for.
Yeah, exactly. They're honest about it.
There's no hidden motive.
No,
or anything. It's just
honest
broadcast. Yeah. Like with most things, I'd prefer if you can do bad stuff. Just don't lie about it.
Exactly.
Like say, for example, if you had to order, I don't know, say like a device online for your online podcast, for example, that would make your microphone interface with your computer. Like, just say you haven't ordered it instead of, being like, yeah, no cap, totally ordered it. Amazon just hasn't delivered it yet. Because, why would you lie about that,
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense because Amazon delivers so quick.
Yeah. You're just stuck in like the worst recurring lie of all time. You know, it's like, yeah, damn, that's crazy, dude.
That's great.
Speaking of Matt, have you ordered yours?
I haven't.
Okay, there we go. Thanks for being honest. That's all I can ask.
Yeah.
What was so bad about the dunk contest this year? I didn't watch it.
I think it was just
Did you not cover that in the like 2 segments ago?
yeah, sort of. It was just very uninspiring. I mean, Jaylen Brown did a good thing. He dunked with his left hand, so his left hand does exist. But
Pretty crazy.
Wow.
that was sort of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This skills competition, I saw maybe a 10-second clip of it. Looked pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, I
Pretty
did see
disappointing.
a side-by-side of the skills comp from like
Yeah.
10 years difference where the ball that they have to throw a chest pass through or whatever, the hoop that they have to throw it through is like 3 times the size now from what it was
Yeah.
previously.
You're telling me they get professional athletes to do the thing where when you turn up at the footy early with your parents and you
Yeah.
handball the ball through the hole.
100%.
Yeah, except they get the NBA players to switch over to the video for this, throw it through a hole this big now. You could probably fit 3 men
Isaac has made
diving through
17 Domino's pizzas wide around him.
Yeah.
I did watch 1 quarter of the All-Star game before turning it off. It was Steph Curry was pretty impressive. He was putting on a show. He seemed just about the only guy out there having a good time, trying to do something.
Well, surely no one was closing him out, right?
No. To be fair, but credit to him. He was really spicing it up. He was trying some crazy dribble moves, doing some cool stuff. Whereas
Actually.
everyone else was just Damian Lillard and like all your 3-point shooters would just take a few dribbles down the court and shoot a 3.
Just down the
And
court
then-
in a straight line. No one would be in
Yeah.
front of him, so they just shoot a 3.
And you had a bunch of guys just doing layups, and you're like, why? Like, why even show up? Why even have the game? What a colossal waste of time.
I'll cover the boring stats bits from it, and then pitch my idea to mix it up a bit.
It would be so cool if there was some guy who came out and was just defending and like didn't have any like you'd need a real character of a player because they'd have to not care about the stigma and also, you know, sort of like where everyone probably attacking them and going like, oh, what are you doing? You're risking player health. But like it'd be so cool. It'd be so cool if like little Damian Lillard just was trying to do some shit and he's getting blocked or clamped down. That'd be so entertaining. I know that guy would become the fan favorite because everyone's thinking it. That's what everyone wants to see.
Imagine if they just let like, you know, a roster of 10 G League guys who are trying to make their way into a, you know, real NBA contract go out there and like this is their chance. This is their time to shine and play for a NBA deal.
That'd be pretty cool.
Is that your actual idea?
No,
Or you
I
just
just came up with that then. But then
Yeah,
you'd
that's-
get some hustle, that's for sure.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, so maybe the Rising Stars game. That's probably definitely
Yeah.
like that's worth a watch.
That's
if
a better
you,
one
if
to
you,
watch for sure.
Yeah, if you want to watch something.
I mean, like NBA players wouldn't want to get humiliated by a team full of G League dudes either, right? Like,
No, exactly.
like LeBron and Steph don't want to lose by 50 points to a bunch
No.
of nobodies. So
Well, again, I'm usually hot and cold on Steph, but to his credit, in the All-Star game, he was having fun. He had a huge smile on his face. Definitely wanted to be there. And you could see it was bothering him. Like, his team was consistently down 20 or 30 points. And he was definitely, if not the only guy, who didn't sort of have this, like, you know, what do you want to call it? Like a Hollywood smile. Like, yeah, you know, we're all having a fun time. Like, he was bothered. He looked really upset that his team wasn't defending and that he was losing. It'd be sick to see you arguably, you know, obviously it's all voted and whatnot, but you arguably have like the best players in the whole league. Imagine if they were playing full on, like going all out. and you got a team where Luka and Jokic are on the same team. That'd be awesome. It'd be so cool.
They did have one possession where, I don't know, the East scored and then it got inbounded to Jokic, who
Yeah, I think I know what you're
tapped
going
it
to
to
go.
Luka, who tapped it back, and they just went all the way down, no dribbles,
That was
passing
sick.
back and forth, and then Jokic tapped it off to SGA for a layup.
That was
Nice.
so
That
cool.
was pretty cool. But the East beat the West, so they're back to East versus West this year, 211 to 186. East team was the first team to pass 200 points in All-Star. Karl Anthony Towns scored 50. SGA scored 31 in his first start as an All-Star. And Damian Lillard...
Oh, he started?
Yeah. Damian
Nice.
Lillard won
Good on him.
MVP with 39 points and 11 threes. Which MVP is voted by the fans anyway in the fourth quarter. So he was just sort of lighting it up early, which had the fans got the fans going. He hit one from literally halfway at one point. But you know, kind of sucks to watch. I was sort of rooting for no defense because I had the over, and I just bet the over every year. The over cleared by like 35 points or something like that, 40 points. So yeah, pretty easy. Had a bit of money on SGA on over 17.5 points, 25 plus, 30 plus. So easy cash there. Thank you very much.
So is your idea just to bet the over then? Because like, it's just exciting either way then. Because
life's too
even
short.
if there's
to bet
no
the under.
competition.
Yeah, correct. And you just need to pick the right guys who kind of care about scoring in the All-Star game. Like, you're silly if you take Jokic for points in the All-Star game. Like, that's not his bag. He couldn't give two shits. But like, it's built for Damian Lillard, for example. Like, he always scores well, but you just need someone who's up and coming and has a little bit of something to prove. Like, Karl Anthony Towns scoring 50, most of them being layups and dunks. And there's definitely value there. Like, I had $9.50 odds on Shea to score 30 plus. Pretty decent. It was the most ever threes in an All-Star game, 67 made by both teams. Pretty wild. I think there was 90-something attempted. So, decent percentage. But my proposal is that they need to change the scoring system to make it more exciting. So if you're watching it, you'd see, oh yeah, if someone hit like a super deep three, the crowd would cheer a bit. But as soon as you got like a dunk, the crowd would cheer on pretty much every dunk, especially the big ones and the alley-oops. I think you got to make alley-oops 4 points.
No, you're right, dude. Like, that's actual... Damian Lillard would shoot like even a pretty deep three, like maybe from the logo, and it was silent in the stadium. Like, everyone's like, "Who gives a fuck?" And
it was in Indiana,
Joel
the
Embiid,
home of basketball. These people love basketball.
Yeah. Joel Embiid would come screaming down, do some Euro step, and like a 360 reverse dunk, and people went ecstatic for it. Like, people were losing their minds over it.
They're like, oh, wow, the best players are dunking the ball. I didn't know they could do that because they don't enter the slam dunk contest. Got him. But yeah, you'd actually get a cool move towards the basket with a big layup or a dunk or an alley-oop or something and get a decent reaction out of the crowd. I think you've got to make alley-oops 4 points.
I'm okay with that.
Like, one of the things I saw Steph do, he came down, he did some sort of like, it looked like a NBA 2K type of dribble move, and he tried to like get himself around 4 people. Sure, they're not playing tight defense, and then he gets through, does some sort of funny little skip, goes to dunk, but didn't get quite high enough.
Yep.
But he does like a finger roll layup and slaps the backboard, and he was so pleased with himself. He was just having a good time. It feels like he respected the people that were there and wanted to put on a show, because that's what the people are going to the All-Star game for.
Definitely.
And then Jaylen Brown is immensely talented, and he was just walking layups in like he's at the YMCA. Just didn't care, like he didn't want to be there at all. It's like, it's a shame. It's a shame when you think of how many people get snubbed too. Like any guy on the OKC roster would have killed to be there, and they would have put on a show.
Get Lou Dort out there, no one's scoring. Just all defense.
How cool would that be?
Put him in the torture chamber. Low points. Imagine just having like Chet and Wembanyama out there, and they're just blocking everyone.
Well, what if you had like, I don't know how you'd win, to be fair, but what if you had like the best defensive players against the best offensive players? Like, I don't know how team defense would win.
Offensive team wins every time. It's not that people don't try on defense in the NBA. It's just everyone's really, really good at scoring. So it looks like people don't try on defense.
Yeah, but what if you just had 6 bean poles?
Like wacky tube man.
Yeah. I guess you need more bean poles because they probably have to, they'd have to sub. You wouldn't just have one. I guess you'd probably have to, there's not enough bean poles around, but I feel like I'd be interested to see how like maybe a quarter of a game would go.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, best offensive team's got to score. I don't know. You take like the average points scored in a quarter for a season, and that's the winning score for the offensive team.
Yeah. They have to score 30 or something like that in the quarter. Yeah.
Dude, it would have been so cool to have Dort there now. Like, I couldn't think of a guy, but I was thinking of basically like what you were saying, and in my head at least, I imagine like Lillard goes to do something and Dort just blocks him, or he's just clamped on him. And then if they were mic'd up, the guy's like, hey man, what are you doing? And he's like, shut up, nerd. Because, I don't know, like, they're all clearly talented, but watching a guy take an uncontested jump shot, being an NBA player, it's not impressive at all. And it's sort of the negative effect. Every time a 3-point was missed, it was embarrassing. Like, it was humiliating.
They were shooting like, 65% from 3 collectively. It's like if someone missed one, it was like, ugh.
It's like, okay, NBA player, huh?
I promise.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so Jalen Brunson was another guy. He was putting on a show.
Yeah.
He was trying pretty hard.
For sure. Definitely.
I guess, like, you can kind of tell maybe the guys, at least like Brunson and Curry, what they probably have in common is they were never like given, they weren't like, oh, this is the guy coming into the NBA. Like they had to work to get to where they were. Because, you'd think Julius Randle, the God-given athletic ability guy, would be the face of the Knicks, but he stinks.
True.
And so it's this 6-foot guy, which is like 5'2" in NBA world. So it's insane, like how good he actually is when you think about it.
There was another proposal I saw online, which is get the 20 worst players in the NBA, and the losing team gets cut.
Oh shit! That'd be competitive.
That'd be the tightest competition you've ever seen.
Fucking hell.
Would be interesting to see how they measure worst players in the NBA though, because there's like athletic freaks that don't get any minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Jackson Hayes.
I'm distracted by the way Matt drinks on camera.
It's so no one can meme on him and Photoshop something into his mouth as he's gobbling down.
It almost looks like he's going for the no free ads thing, but then he just like the Maximus thing's still there. And because it's Maximus, like his mouth's open so wide too.
Has to pour it in.
Yeah, I feel like you're better off going front in, aren't you? Because like, how are you going to Photoshop that? Right? Like,
I don't want people to know I'm drinking Maximus.
What's wrong with Maximus?
I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
Doxed him as a Maximus drinker.
Dude, it's so good, and it's more like cost effective, and it's actually good. and I can't go back.
And it comes in huge bottles. It's like, it's the amount you want.
Yeah. And, like, Gatorade's just bad. It's not good.
Some of them are
It
very
tastes
not
terrible.
How many milliliters are there in a bottle of Maximus?
good. 500
It's
in
like,
it.
yeah, I believe so.
Man, you're drinking like half a meal in that bottle.
They have sugar-free as well,
Diabetes.
don't they?
Sorry?
They have sugar-free Maximus.
You think Matt's
maybe.
buying the sugar-free Maximus, dude?
No, but
No, he's buying it for the enjoyment.
They have such good flavors too. Mango, passion fruit, grape. You don't get that with Gatorade. You get white man flavors.
No, actually, Gatorade does have grape, and they just released no sugar grape, which is very good.
It is pretty good.
true.
Yeah.
They don't sell it at every store though.
No, it's 7-Eleven in it.
You're paying a premium
Sickening.
for that.
No. It's always like at 7-Eleven first, and then we'll get everywhere else later. You know, I'm a beverage connoisseur.
Go in, get your bargain 2 for $8 7-Eleven
Two
Gatorade.
for $7. Grape, no
Even
sugar
better.
Gatorade.
$200 a week on 7-Eleven beverages.
And goes in. How do you get your Gatorade delivery yet? Has the Coke guy been? Just go.
Is Gatorade Coke?
No, I don't think so. I think it's its own thing.
Surely it's Pepsi.
I think it's separate.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nah, it's PepsiCo. There
Is
you
it
go.
really?
That's why I like Gatorade over
There
Powerade.
you go.
It's just inherent in it.
Has the Pepsi guy been? And he's like, yeah. And just lets you in the cool room at the back. And you just go grab the case of sugar-free grapes.
Dude, I kept going back to the servo next to my house like every couple of days because they were like, oh, you know, they got the new Ghost energy drink or whatever. And I kept going back. And I kept seeing 2 whole rows of thing in the fridge empty. It's like, man, I just want to try this drink. Why you like this?
Must be good, right?
Yeah.
Flying off the shelf.
I assume so. I need to try it. No, I have not.
Is it like the new Prime? Is it what all the kids are drinking nowadays? Is that what?
No, it's less cringe than Prime. Yeah, don't worry.
Not difficult, I suppose.
Yeah, no, the bar is low.
Yeah. True. You got some notes about who put in this Lance Stevenson thing?
Yeah, that was me.
Go on.
Have a crack.
I guess I was. He was the guy I was originally thinking of. It's like sort of on a tangent, but sort of off on the same thing, talking about like Lou Dort locking people down. Because I was listening to a bunch of, you know, your NBA bobbleheads, and like they're saying some dude, they're so arrogant. Like, I hate Reggie Miller, honestly. Like, he's annoying. Even like with that cast of guys, like Shaq's a likable dude, but except for Chuck, like they'll just say outrageous Perkins-like stuff, and it's kind of annoying. And you know, one of the biggest things they all are like in the echo chamber about is like how embarrassing it is when young people or like kids kind of step up to the big guys, and so like they'll shit all over some kid, and they're like, oh, can you believe this, like, you know, 20-year-old rookie, he comes in and he's talking smack to Steph Curry or LeBron James. You know how it's going to end. And it's like, I'm the biggest LeBron James fan there is. But at the same time, it's like, what, like, do you want everyone to just come into the league, like, you know, open their gullets, just sit there and take it? Like, just, you know, put LeBron down their throat, and they're like, please, King, score 50 points on me.
Well,
They can't be double wristing everyone in the league.
And, you know, unfortunately with Lance Stevenson, he was a character. Unfortunately, he wasn't that great. He certainly wasn't as good as LeBron James. But there's got to be some sort of, like, respect. Or, I mean, there doesn't, you know. Like, no one's entitled to anything. But, like, the fact that he just gets memed on and dunked on when he's, like, maybe one of 3 guys ever in LeBron's 20-year career who he sort of, like, went toe-to-toe with LeBron James, and it's just like, fuck you. I don't care. I'm gonna try to beat you, and everyone's like, oh, dude, you can't. It's LeBron James. You just got to drop your pants and take it. You're like, why? That seems. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird take, I feel like.
Is the take just about trash talking though? Because I feel like they're not
A
telling
little
people
bit.
to. Like you can have like it's fine to tell people not to trash talk, but I feel
But
like no one's asking them to just like let LeBron beat them.
That's how it comes across, though, every time. They just
Well, that's because they're American. They're all dramatic and stuff.
they dunk on these dudes like, oh, like, how could you be so stupid? Or like, aren't you embarrassed? Like,
To even
thinking
try
you can
and
beat
play defense in the NBA.
Yeah,
We don't do that here.
that's what they say, word for word. They're like, it's it's LeBron James. It's like you got to roll out the red carpet and let him dunk it. You're like, are you insane? Like, Lance Stevenson. The reason we're talking about him right now, and he didn't just become one of the others, who's not going to be like the remembered 80 best players, is because he actually tried.
And it was blown in LeBron's ear.
Yeah. And he got to him. LeBron's like, man, I hate that kid.
This guy's pretty fucking annoying.
He's not rolling out the red carpet. Didn't he read the script? It's pretty cool. I think it's cool. Especially because we don't get it like these days. And it's like, things have changed, so I'm not expecting like Bill Laimbeer and the Bad Boy Pistons to come out, because that's like a whole different argument. That's like when football players got clotheslined, and you're like, oh, the sport's gone soft.
Yeah.
Some guy like drives his wife and kids into a lake, and you're like, no, we can't have that happening. So,
It was a footballing act every game, and everyone got off scot-free.
But like, I don't know. It'd be cool. It'd just be cool if people tried a little bit harder. There's a little bit more competitiveness, and not this like just offensive battle to try to. It sort of always comes back to like maybe they do need to seriously like consider changing the point system or something to sort of negate the 3 points, because it doesn't make any sense to play hard D and try and get the ball inside when you can do such a simple action, and it makes sense, Like the Houston Rockets guy kind of figured that out a few years ago. I feel like the Golden State Warriors probably perfected it, and now everyone's just trying to do it.
Mm-hmm. Seems like a bit easier if you take into consideration like energy exerted on trying to drive to the hoop and go through two guys with contact.
For sure.
And get 2 points and maybe a third. Seems a bit easier to run around, pass the ball, catch and shoot.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Injury risk too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
Oh, well.
Good point.
I've got some more conspiracy talk.
Excellent. Is this something we're ahead of? Like, can we bet on this and make money? Or is it already passed?
You can actually
Excellent.
technically bet on this one.
All right. What have you got for me?
So in 2020, when the Chiefs previously won the Super Bowl, we had some similarities in the basketball. So,
Ooh.
The Nuggets finished third in the West in 2020. Currently, if you look at the NBA, let's go to the NBA. Let's go to the table. Let's go to the West. At the time this thing was published, allegedly they were third. So what you want to do is you want to put Nuggets to finish third in the West in your bet. And then also in the East, Celtics and Bucks both finished top 3 in 2020. Celtics and Bucks are both already top 3. So if there's a way to put money on finishing top 3.
Did they finish 2 and
Celtics
3?
and
Is that why it's top 3?
No, it was like 1 and 3, I think.
Excellent. Well, then
in 2020.
I don't know if you can take third specifically, but I guess if you took either Celtics or Bucks to win the East, that would sort of be your play.
They were inverted as they are now. So they finished 2020 Bucks top, Celtics third. Currently, it's the other way around.
Yeah. Current odds.
So I guess
Boston Celtics $1.90 to win the East. Milwaukee Bucks $3.25. The Knicks $8. So definitely
are
favourites
the Knicks the
there.
ones that are currently second?
They must be based on those odds. Let's have a little look.
Oh, Cavs are second.
Have the second, fourth.
Knicks are fourth.
Must be based on strength of schedule.
Yeah, so I guess lock down the Celtics. There you go. But yeah, a lot of similarities between these two Super Bowl years. And there's more to come. Just you wait.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll leave.
This document is literally it's 25 points long. Most of them are very American. A lot of them, there's 10 points in here that are all American football related similarities in the season. And I've got more.
Interesting.
Because we don't have an American football segment, so
Great.
I'm not even doing those.
All right, so marginally NHL related. Did a quick piece on the NFL GOAT quarterback conversation last week with Patrick Mahomes being pretty good. Found a little thing from ESPN on Instagram with a comparison of NFL versus NHL greatness. So at 28, Patrick Mahomes has already won 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and 2 NFL MVPs. To put Wayne Gretzky's dominance into perspective, by that same age, he had won 4 Stanley Cups, 2 Conn Smythe trophies, which is total playoff MVPs, and 9 Hart trophies, which is the NHL MVP overall for the regular season. So Gretzky confirmed pretty good.
Yeah. Man knew how to skate.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I'm not sure there's ever going to be another person as good at their sport as Wayne Gretzky was in comparison to their opposition.
Yeah, it's one of those things where there'll be people as good, but
there's also
the discrepancy between him and everyone else is unbelievable at that point.
Yeah.
All of the leagues are filled with very good players now, including incredible players, but there's more than just one guy usually in a league.
Well, yeah, there's the 2 Connors now.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's so competitive now, and people, I feel like maybe the playing field has equalized or something. I'm not saying that right, but like, even if you were dirt poor, everyone's probably got access to decent, like, calorie dense, protein rich foods for one, right? Like, because you could maybe even make a case back in like the 19 whatevers in baseball that some dude from a poorer state or some part of the country just like wasn't as big or had as much access to nutrients or good food or something like that.
It's got to be equipment, right?
Yeah, equipment.
Yeah.
True.
Dude, there's probably like 100 things we could think up.
I don't know what's in the food in New York at the moment, but the Rangers are flying. My Facebook feed is actually mostly New York Rangers at the moment.
Yeah,
because I just keep interacting with all their content.
Yeah, they had a huge comeback today, I believe.
Was Wayne Gretzky super rich? Like, was his family like incredibly well off?
I don't think so. No,
that could be kind of interesting.
I don't think
if he
so.
just
read his biography,
but his over the All-Star weekend, what they did, they made like a little pop-up shop, which was a replica of the basement at the house that he grew up, his dad's basement.
Yeah.
And people could go in there and sort of see, like they had it set up exactly as the basement was set up with all Wayne's trophies and stuff from when he was a kid and his gear and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently when his parents were still alive and they, still lived in that house, and Wayne was obviously a really famous athlete, you could just go up to the Gretzky's house and knock on the door and talk to Walter Gretzky and ask if you could go see the basement, and he'd take you on a tour, and like Wayne Gretzky's mum would have cookies there available for people when they were touring and stuff like that. Like they were just really great,
so wholesome,
super nice people, and you could literally just go and knock on the door. Like kids would go and knock on the door and have a look at all the memorabilia that was down there while he was still playing.
Yeah. Huh.
That's insane. I've read a brief snippet of his biography. So I think they were decently well off. Like they weren't poor, but I don't know if they were rich. But I'm just inferring here because it said he learned to skate on a rink his father Walter built in the family's backyard.
Yeah, it's not
Ah.
uncommon though in Canada.
Yeah, it doesn't give poor vibes.
No, that's true. He's not Michael Bublé status, who's making one in his basement now. But
Yeah,
Is he still on mushrooms,
no, that was before the mushrooms.
or was it?
True.
Hmm.
I wonder if he had like a real like Michael Jackson, Tiger Woods kind of dad, maybe, and he's like taught him how to skate at 1 year old.
He began skating at 2.5.
The quote here from Wayne about his dad is that this is about his talent. It's not God given, it's Wally given. So, yeah, I mean, no kid goes, yeah, no, dude, I want to skate at 2.5. I don't think.
True.
No, there's no like you can't.
Says by age 6.
When he was 6, he was playing in the under 10s or whatever.
Yeah, pretty wild. But he also played lacrosse as well in the summer. He was a
He's Canadian,
multi-sport athlete.
What else is he gonna do?
Whereas I feel like that's probably going to be missing in the future. Like, rich parents pay for like specialized coaching for their kids now to become athletes and focus on one sport. It's like you're going to lose skills that you develop from other sports. I feel.
I've not seen any American teen movie though. They're always deciding if they're gonna go pro basketball or NFL.
True. That is pretty common.
It's been a storyline for at least 2 decades.
This is true.
Dude, that's a good point of sort of I guess like environment maybe even where it's like if your parents were really well off and they paid for the best coaching, in theory on paper you've got every opportunity available to you. You might still not be as good as like LeBron James or Kobe or some kid that like almost didn't have a choice. Like they had to sort of, if they didn't become the guy, like they didn't really know like where the money was going to come from.
And also, if everyone's getting trained by the same kind of people, you're going to end up being the same kind of player. Whereas, if Isaac's saying, if you have a kid playing,
everyone would just be like built by the system.
Yeah. Which is...
Dude, the things Ronaldinho could do with the football were 100% because, like, I don't know, there was just gunshots in the favela all the time. And he's like, oh, like, if I bounce the ball, it makes the bad thoughts go away. But at the same time, his upbringing is why he also ended up in jail, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have the education that he needed.
Sure.
He had the money to pay someone to do the things for him, though, so he should have just been paying a good business manager, tax guy, passport guy.
I reckon that's where, like, these big organizations, like, where you want to, like, really start going after them for being, like, racist or exploitative, like, that's where it hits.
Sorry?
Like, being exploitative or whatever. Because you got, like, this owner, or there's someone in a professional sport somewhere along the line that's clearly, like, very intelligent and educated, and they're looking at Ronaldinho earning hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're like, man, he just keeps, like, he just keeps buying hotels or something, like in Fiji, and then selling them and losing all, like, should we help him? It's like, nah, who cares?
Nah.
Probably not.
Yeah, who cares?
I
I mean, like, maybe the NBA that I know more about, like, how many of those dudes go and buy, like, $50,000 chains? And you're like,
I think sporting leagues are getting more intelligent with that, though, like offering actual business management and coaching advice and stuff like that.
You get
pretty heartbreaking, like, all these people that end up on the streets after being millionaires.
Well, they become pundits now.
Well, not all of them. Especially not in the NFL world. CT is a hell of a thing. But if you think of
Get
how
'em.
many thousands of players there are in each league or whatever, and there's like, 15 that become pundits every, 10 years, not a great ratio.
Yeah.
Especially if you, piss away your money and you've just been an athlete for your whole life, say to 30 or whatever, and you have no other skills outside of that. You're kind of screwed.
What if Shaq got injured after buying his
He would have been screwed.
Rolls Royce or whatever the fuck he bought?
Yeah,
Like,
he
would have
it's
been
just
screwed.
game over,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
The what if.
pretty much.
Dude, that's so wild. Like, talking back to that pizza guy you were talking about, you go to get a pizza job, and the guy's like, fucking, mate, like, how can you not put cheese on the dough? And you're like, I don't know. You make me a ball of dough. I can place any ball-like object in this store anywhere you want me to place it.
From the other side of the store.
I need you to put the sauce on the base. Oh, I can't do it. I spent 20 years not using my hands.
Yeah, look, you might not work out here, but I have a friend who owns a bowling alley, so here you go there.
I've got something for the next segment.
Sure. I just looked up the Rangers score from today. So they were down to the Islanders, down 4-1. And they managed to come back a little bit to 4-3. And then it went 5-3. And the Rangers managed to come back and win in overtime 6-5.
I forgot
wow.
we were talking about that.
Yeah.
That's also like that was the outdoor game.
Yeah. Yeah, at MetLife. Another weird thing I saw from there. They, for parts of the game, or maybe the whole time, I don't know, I just saw a 15-second clip. They had people simulating like hockey was being played in like the middle of a park, like middle of Central Park or whatever. So they had, turf laid around the edge around the rink, and people were walking back and forth with dogs, like walking bikes along, hula hooping, throwing frisbees, just like paid actors, like Michael Jackson's gone into a supermarket, but they're there to on the MetLife turf.
On that turf,
No, it was
you're telling
fresh
me
turf.
they
You
had
could tell it was like new turf that had been put down. Yeah, people just walking back and forth.
No, because the MetLife turf, if they were walking on actual MetLife turf, the people walking dogs would have done their ACLs.
Yeah, exactly. So they looked out for them, but not the NFL players that make them heaps and heaps of money every year.
Actually, the lowest amount of ACL injuries ever recorded at MetLife.
In a single day.
In a single day, yeah.
Pretty good. But yeah, that was so weird. They just had paid actors going back and forth across the grass and hula hooping to make it seem like it was a park with a big stadium around it with hockey happening in the middle.
Definitely a choice.
Bit strange.
Surely the Devils would have been a bit left out, right?
I think they played there yesterday.
Oh, who'd they play there?
They played the Flyers, so also a pretty close. Like that's a big rivalry, Devils and Flyers. So
yeah, okay.
Could you tell they were paid actors because they were all interracial couples?
That's pretty good. Yeah, and no dog shat while they were walking either.
50 dogs, cleanest turf you've ever seen.
I did read up about the World Cup and MetLife Stadium as well. Apparently they're doing grass. They're fixing up the turf, quote unquote, the turf, and putting actual grass over the whole thing to prepare it for football.
Just for that?
Yeah.
And then they're going to rip up the real grass and put down the fake shit again.
Probably.
Weird.
I think the fake stuff isn't that old there, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah. Hopefully they put in the other type of fake turf, though. This, like the stuff that doesn't give ACL injuries.
At least get the blend that has real grass amongst the fake grass.
Why don't they just do the Hotspur Stadium thing?
I don't know.
What's that?
Well, You play with the real turf, and then they're like, oh shit, we got an event, and goes.
Retract.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the way
there's like a side view of it.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering the stadium correctly, it could have been another one, but I'm pretty sure it goes into like what looks like it's just layers of turf in the ground.
Yeah,
and then
right.
they've all
bunker
got
thing it
UV
breaks up.
lights and shit on them.
Yeah. So it has to be theirs because theirs is like one of the newest
Very
big
new
stadiums.
Well, like Ajax do that, but they do it by just closing the roof and rolling out massive UV lights for the turf that's already there.
Yeah. There's a few that have like big inflatable tents as well to keep the snow and rain off them, and then put the lights on under that as well as like warm air.
Far out.
Get the covers out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the world's largest covers, and yeah, it just pumps air in there like you're in a big jumping castle, like you're inside the bowels of a jumping castle with UV lights. America should really look into that sort of stuff rather than building these.
It's like fucking anything except for fake turf.
Yeah.
Do we know why they use the fake turf?
All their good grass people are working at the golf courses.
Yeah, probably just environmental reasons, given there's quite a bit of the country snows. But some of the snowy places have domes, so it's like, then, how do you grow your grass? It's like, well, work on it.
UV in it.
Yeah. But like the Arizona Cardinals have a dome, but their field is on big tracks. The whole thing comes out of one of the ends of the stadium, so they can grow it out in the sun.
But
and then they roll.
The country has a city. The country has a city in the desert.
Yeah.
With like golf courses.
They just created a city there. They were like, "Sweet, this looks alright. This is flat. Let's pump some water here and make a city."
Can we get some real grass? Our players are dying.
We want the Wild West, but not the bad bits.
Man, what a country.
Guns in it.
It all goes back to the top.
Maybe they're afraid someone will shoot a hole in the big inflatable field growing device. It'll deflate.
Hey, it's possible.
Or a bunch of homeless people will move in.
Oh, man.
Hey, where'd you all come from?
We were shipped over from the neighbouring state.
A lady at work's going to Canada in a month, and she's seeing an NHL game.
Oh, sweet.
Pretty cool.
She's probably not going to Toronto then, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Must be going to Vancouver.
Yeah, she's going to see the Canucks.
Yeah.
But it was a bit of the El Clasico. Like, she's like, I don't know much about hockey, but I'm excited. I was like, well, who are you seeing? And she did manage to get the teams up, and she goes, oh, it's Canucks. I'm like, they're having a decent season, and the LA Kings.
Ooh.
I was like, oh,
that's
actually probably going to be a pretty good game.
Really good.
And she's like, oh, maybe that's why the tickets were so expensive. I'm like, well, yeah, like anywhere LA goes, they have a huge fan base.
Yeah. And they're actually quite good. And division rivalry as well from those two teams. So,
but it was cool. Like, me being excited was able to get her really excited because I think she was going with her son. Sort of like didn't really have any interest in it. But like towards the end of the day, she's like, like, so every seat will be full, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to be a pretty sick game.
Yeah, it'll be really good. You tell her to bet the over. Just take whatever the cost was of the tickets was and put it on over 6.5 goals. You have a free trip.
Oh my god. I'd feel so bad watching it live.
So, defensive masterclass, overtime, 1-0. I want to see an NHL game so bad, but not bad enough to pay to go to Melbourne and watch the Coyotes.
Or, God forbid, actually go to America.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Get shot. No. Weak joke.
Yeah, was it? You reckon? No,
I
okay.
just go plan my trip to see like the Hurricanes in Raleigh versus like the San Jose Sharks. So it'll just be like dirt cheap tickets. There's two small markets hanging out.
I heard there was a hockey game on tonight. Oh, you're the only one that showed up. Oh, man. Dude, what if you got to be the E-Bug? That'd be
Hell
pretty cool.
yeah!
We get to see Isaac on there.
I'm just sitting there on the stool
we wouldn't be
behind
able
the
to see
bench.
Given that KO show one game a fortnight, odds are we wouldn't be seeing fucking the Canes versus the Sharks.
No way. No way. He's like, hey, mate, you want to drive the Zamboni? Yeah, fuck yeah, why not?
I want to drive the Zamboni.
Dude, that'd be cool. That'd be so cool.
All right. It's been too long without saying more Chiefs conspiracy stuff, so we good to move on to cricket?
Sure.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. I've got NHL. I've got NHL conspiracy stuff. I forgot about
Okay, let me open up my bookmaker of choice. What have you got for me?
Okay, so in 2020, the Bruins and Leafs finished top 5 in the East, and Avalanche finished second in the West. Mm-hmm. If we go to NHL right now, I believe they're all kind of. I think they were sitting. Yeah, Hurricanes are sitting second. Bruins and Leafs top 5. Would you believe they're 2 and 3?
Pretty good.
So maybe actually do then, if you're going to interpret this with a gambling brain, take Panthers on top spot because
2 and 5. Yeah.
Yeah. And then take Rangers to win the Metro while you're at it.
Metropolitan Division. Might as well.
Yeah.
Not a bad shout. It'll come down to them and the Hurricanes. But that's also just decided at the end of the regular season. That's not like that doesn't include playoffs, so not a bad shout at all.
But yeah, all right, cool. That's it for NHL gambling. And for the cricket. That one. So there's no actual cricket news, but on the conspiracy front, you're not going to be able to gamble on this one, unfortunately for you. But in 2019, that was the Ashes prior to the Chiefs' 2020 Super Bowl win. Mm-hmm. The Ashes was drawn and retained by Australia.
Wish we knew that earlier.
What?
Because it was drawn and retained again.
Exactly. that's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
How it's just actually wild how many similarities
That is
there
kind
have
of
been.
wild. I wish we knew these stats 8 months ago.
It's all good. I've got a really good one for you that you can gamble on right at the very end of the show. Don't skip ahead.
Oh, okay.
Actually, 2 you can gamble on right at the end of the show. One of them's not even sport related, so good luck finding it on your bookmaker of choice. But just call up a dodgy bloke and bet him $50 or something.
You'd be surprised how many markets these guys have. You can bet on anything.
I don't know if they'd want to have a market for this thing, but
is it the Oscars? Is it Eurovision Song Contest?
Because that's a real thing people bet on.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess it's time for
football, innit?
Yep. Excellent. So associate of the show, Dan, sent through a little screen grab of a little tail of the tape comparison for a matchup that we've got coming up shortly with Luton and Man United. I'm not going to bother with the...
That already happened.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. I've got no issue with saying that it already happened, but the comparison itself is wild.
It is wild. Now, no point saying the major trophies because we know, that's not really too relevant.
I had no idea Luton had won one major trophy, if I'm completely honest with you.
1 to 46. Who knows where that one's come from?
I'll find out.
Find out for us. Stadium capacity comparison. 11,500 to 74,000 and change. Squad cost 21 million versus 833 million. And then here's the wild stats. Premier League goals this season. Both teams, 33 goals. Premier League shots faced this season. Both teams, 378 shots faced. Pretty wild. But as far as cost per goal ratio goes, Luton is blowing Man United out of the water this season. Have you found what trophy that they've won?
Did you say Luton are blowing them out of the water? Oh, cost
per
benefit.
Goal, yeah.
Yeah.
33 goals, 21 million to 33 goals, 833 million.
So I Googled major trophies, and there's a lot of crap in here that is very much not a major trophy. But I think they're considering it to be the Football League trophy. Maybe.
Is it big?
It's the EFL Cup.
Well, then sounds pretty big. Sounds pretty major to me.
I believe. Yeah, but I don't just mean this other. Sorry, the EFL Trophy, not the EFL Cup. It is. Oh, there's a lot of garbage here. Oh no, it's a knockout competition in levels 3 and 4 of the English football pyramid. So that is, I do not give a flying fuck about that. That cannot be major, surely, right? Oh, they won the English League Cup in 1987, 1988. And they were FA Cup runner-up in 1958, 1959. Holy shit. I'm going to go with it was the English League Cup in 1987, 88 that they considered to be the major trophy. Because that sounds like actually legit. That is the current EFL Cup, which is the Carabao Cup.
Ah, that makes sense.
So that'll be it.
Definitely a major trophy.
Yeah. Given that it's currently set for a final between Chelsea and Liverpool, I'm going to go with probably major.
True. Can fit more than one beer in it. Major trophy.
And of course, the EFL Cup is the Prem as well as the next 3 divisions. So, yeah, that's it. Well, Luton won that. Good on them.
Shout out.
Before even Matt was born, though. So,
Been a while.
Oh, was it?
a while ago, yeah.
It was before 1870. Jesus.
That'd be cool. There's a point where, like, being so old is cool. Like, being, like, 50, hanging out with 20-year-olds, kind of weird. But if you're, like, 2,000 years old...
Yeah, if you're like Gandalf hanging out with Bilbo or Frodo, that's cool. Yeah. Whereas if you're 40
like
hanging out with
70.
20-year-olds,
If
it's
you're,
weird.
Leonardo DiCaprio, 49.
Yeah, tough that.
Not the best look.
Did you put the next stat in, by the way? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, how did you think this game hadn't happened yet if you got a stat
I don't know.
about
It
the game?
just slipped my mind.
Just the brain.
Yeah.
Just got
It
Luton
just
on the
seemed like
brain.
a strange stat to have. I don't know whether he found it before or after. I assume after.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Instagram.
Yeah. It just seems...
You're seeing posts from 18 hours ago. I get posts from people I know on Instagram from 4 days ago.
Yeah, Instagram's a bit weird now.
At the top of my feed. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
For sure.
That being said, I do check my Instagram once every week at this point, so it's different gravy. But yes, roll the stats.
Is it Hoyland?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Has a record now, scoring twice in the first 7 minutes versus Luton. Over 2.5 bettors were absolutely cheering within the first 14 minutes of this match as it went 2-1. He's become the youngest player ever to net in 6 consecutive games. Unfortunately, for anyone who had over 3.5 goals, they were disappointed for the remaining 75 minutes of the match because nothing else happened.
Even though it's against Luton, I don't think many people surely would have actually had over 3.5, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not Arsenal, so good point.
Yeah.
Um,
Which we don't have noted down, but they've won 2 in their last 5 games by 5 or more.
yeah,
So,
know how to score.
but they think they've won the league or whatever. So good on them.
Yeah, shocker. Celebrating early again.
Oh, speaking of shocker, we've got down Haaland from earlier. Obviously, not good against Chelsea, but that has set up Liverpool quite nicely, properly at the top of the league, not just sitting there pending City dropping points, which now has happened. Anyway, so it's all good.
It's fine.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Chelsea Liverpool handshake meme.
Yeah, well, that'll be the Carabao Cup final too. They'll handshake themselves a 0-0 draw and then go to fucking extra time and penalties.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. While you say that, let me put that in. That's going to happen.
Oh, you're going to put that down as an actual gamble? Yep. I actually wouldn't. I wouldn't bet that currently.
Too late.
All right. It's that was quick. It's good for a funny, but I can't see that happening again. Coaching staff has changed at Chelsea since the last cup final between the two. So the team's different. Both teams are very different, but just the attitude difference at Chelsea is kind of very different. So, mind you, that is Monday at 1 a.m. So if you're feeling bored on Monday at 1 a.m. or Matt, for example, if you end up going over to a friend's house for dinner or whatever, and then you look down at your watch and you realise all of a sudden it's 1 a.m., you may as well just stay there and watch it. You can get the 7-day free trial of beIN Sports Australia and watch it then.
Have you ever subscribed to beIN Sports?
No, I can't imagine myself ever keeping it either. I think they mostly show the the European stuff. Yeah. That. So not La Liga anymore. They used to have La Liga, but they if you want to watch Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen boys tearing it up, I think you have to get beIN. That's where I get the highlights from, actually, anyway, so that's probably right. Oh, yeah, I've got here noted, given that Haaland and Højlund, but they both sound very similar and that they're both Scandinavian, I think there may be some sort of transference between the two. There's some sort of life siphoning effect between the Dane and the other one.
Norwegian,
thank you. Yeah. So there you go. Haaland to not score next week.
Okay.
Højlund to score. Tough bickies if your stream quality dropped during that sentence, because it probably all sounded like the same name at that point. And yeah, so just on back to Liverpool there too, just quietly with City dropping points, Liverpool are top of the league. My final bit of sporting Chiefs controversy, back to the future, reading the sports almanac kind of vibe. The last time the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, 1920, was when Liverpool won the Prem.
I see. This is all these stats are avoiding last year when the Chiefs won.
Huh?
Because the Chiefs beat the Eagles last year. They've won 2 Super Bowls back to back now. But they're all referencing the one before that.
They're all they're all referencing 2020. I may have said that initially and then skipped over it. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Okay, great. Sounds good.
Yeah, so that was an additional one that wasn't on this original list of 25. Same with the Ashes one, would you believe? Because it was an American page posting it. But
makes sense.
Wild list.
Well, good. Looks good for me. I've already got those that future in anyway, so at a better price than it is currently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, treble, quadruple. and also probably not, but also just quietly in 2020, COVID started in March. So
get anything you want done now, just in case.
yeah, unless it's things like finishing a video game, like leave that until March because you're going to be spending plenty of time indoors.
Also true.
Yep.
Yeah,
Might get paid for it too.
exactly. Yep. The work from home scam's coming back.
We're back, baby.
Take out any loans because you might be able to tap into your super to then pay them off. You might get some reprieve.
Get some new rims.
Mm-hmm. You have that pandemic money coming through from the government.
Pick a meme stock.
Yes.
Buy it now. Sell it immediately after someone else posts about it.
For sure.
Same with any new crypto. Buy it now, sell it in March, April. Easy. Not financial advice.
No.
Pretty sure our Instagram says even we don't take what we say seriously. So heed those words.
I take it very seriously. Liverpool are winning the league.
Correct.
Currently.
Correct.
That's what back to the start of the season, I didn't see that happening.
I didn't see it happening.
They truly are all the way back.
Just quietly though, I need a better Premier League app for player stats.
Better than the Premier League one.
Sorry, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because
it's kind of garbage.
You go to a game, you get you get more information on the plug-in thing on Google.
Yeah.
When you Google a game, you get player ratings and stuff, but then you can't find stats. I wanted to find out how many tackles and headers Endo won in Liverpool's game the other night because it was early kickoff, so I actually watched it. And like Endo, I don't know. Dude, he's not a big dude, right?
You had
he's not
over
a big dude
2.5
at
headers.
all.
You wanted to see how many he had.
He had approximately 1 billion headers, dude. Every time, dude, who do they even play? Ultimately, doesn't matter. But he's 1.78 meters tall.
Not a tall fellow.
Every single they played Brentford.
How
Every
tall
single
is that? Like 5'6"?
I just put into eat. It's 5.8.
Yeah, that's not
So
too small.
It's pretty small. Every time Brentford's keeper cleared it, he was there at the halfway, bringing it down in front of like Ivan Toney. And it's like, how does that work out? Because Ivan Toney's regular person height is 185 centimeters.
Regular person.
And like, yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it? Just got that game sense. That's why you pay the I don't know how much it costs, like $50.
Bargain.
They got him for like $50 on Facebook Marketplace, and he was the captain of Stuttgart, and he's the captain of the Japanese national team. Mate, you just got to buy leaders.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
You just got a JDM import and didn't even have to pay any tax on it.
Liverpool like, shit, we got no CDM. Oh, let's just get overnight parts from Japan, dude. But no, like most like Asian footballers, he is like work ethic 101. Like him and Son are like maybe not the two hardest working dudes, but like, top 10 hardest working dudes in the Prem probably. I don't know what kind of metric you'd have to get to figure out training intensity, but I'm willing to put it down.
If we can get pressure rating from the AFL, we can get training intensity from the EPL.
And finally, in funny news, as we alluded to at the start of the season, there's the whole thing, Harry Kane's never won a trophy. Leroy Sané's always won a trophy. No, Kingsley Coman's always won a trophy. One of them are going down and ruining their thing. At this point, I think it's definitely Kingsley Coman is losing his record of always winning a trophy. Because Bayern Munich are actually facing the prospect of ending trophyless for the first time since 2011-12, when we were still in high school.
That's crazy.
Yep.
All because of Harry Kane.
All because of Harry Kane, which
should have listened to my own advice.
But Harry Kane is set to take the goal scoring plaudits. Yeah. Which
is he doing it all then? He's got the team on his back.
Well, I guess so. But do you know what the Golden Boot? It's not the Golden Boot in Germany, but the equivalent trophy looks like in Dust Golden Boot. This fucking guy. Do you know what? The trophy for top goal scorer in the Bundesliga is a cannon.
Yeah, kind of funny.
So yeah, Tottenham Golden Boy getting essentially, realistically, he's going to be winning the Arsenal club crest.
Yeah, Arsenal still haunting him.
Yeah. So there you go. Not that Arsenal win much, but sorry, trophies that way. Yeah.
All right, cool.
And that's all for the Innit.
All right, as I said before, we'll do our AFL season preview nice and early for everyone so they can get their futures bets in before opening round. We'll do that next week, so we'll be all very well prepared. We'll come back with fan favourites such as Lock of the Year, etc.
Just you wait. We'll actually write them down, and I think we probably should hold us to some kind of standard this year
absolutely.
for figure out something.
Definitely. So yeah, season preview next week, and then that way the week after we can just do our picks for opening round amongst a regular show, and we'll be back to regular programming in a couple of weeks' time.
Which will be still earlier than usual. Everyone listening to this on Tuesday or Wednesday, good on you. Get used to it. Echo chamber in full force this evening. Even Matt and I were hitting the echo chamber off air just quietly. So that was a bit cute, wasn't it, Matthew?
It was. It was sensual.
It was sensual. Damn, there must have been lag. We said the same thing. Oh, sorry, I tried.
All right, Keelan.
Time for the fan favourite.
Flips out for the boys.
Flips out for the boys. Whose flip
Sirens
is it anyway?
on for the boys. Keelan, it is your flip. I will share my screen.
In case you're wondering, it is flips him you.
I've already got it. All over it. Like an orphan on a T-bone. Temperature today.
Like a what, sorry?
Like an orphan on a T-bone.
Oh, I thought you said orca. I was like, man, they're going to annihilate that T-bone, dude.
I think an orphan would do the same.
Yeah, well...
temperature.
We're finishing so early today. I don't even have to take my watch off bedtime mode.
Get used to it. I always finish early.
Top of 29 today. 22 currently.
Don't mess around. No wasting time.
Well, I mean, we're still going to hit the 2-hour mark. We just got cracking and a good
Absolutely.
time. I really enjoy this. I'm going to be able to
Michael Phelps of podcasts.
read some more Hobbit before bed.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, what a treat.
If you really want to fall asleep quick, just start the Silmarillion. You'll be snoozing before you finish the first page.
I actually watched a recommended reading order video the other day, and it's exactly how I'm going to do it. It's like Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Silmarillion, all the other stuff. Yeah. But this one dude in the comments was like, you're wrong. It's Hobbit, read all 3 Lord of the Rings, wait a month, read them again. Wait a month, read them again. Now you've absorbed everything. Go read the Silmarillion 14 times. Do a lap around the block. Walk the dog. Feed the cat. Read it again. And it wasn't that extreme, obviously, but it was like a paragraph and a half of how to read 10 books. You're like, fucking hell, dude, you're writing like Tolkien here. There's too much.
What other books are there?
There's the Unfinished Tales of Numenor and Middle Earth, which I read as well. I've listened to it, audiobooks, count it as reading.
Yeah.
It's the book about Huron or whatever.
Huron.
There's the love story one, Someone and Someone.
Yeah.
Far out.
There's quite a lot.
He has some non-Middle Earth tales, which I won't be reading.
Really?
Yeah, he's got like letters from Father Christmas I'm looking at here.
Beren and Luthien, that's the love one. Children of Huron.
I'm actually kind of interested in the Fall of Numenor,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Given now that we've seen Numenor on screen.
There's the Fall of Gondolin as well.
Hmm.
I think all of those ones were sort of pieced together from essentially scrap paper by his son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there was books like published for the first time in like 2018 or something ridiculous.
Yeah. It was just like everything else that was around.
I wonder if Tolkien purists consider those to not be like true books. But it is technically his writing, so like I honestly don't know.
Possibly,
It's interesting.
because it's put together by his son, potentially.
Yeah, like not completely. Did you read the Silmarillion or whatever?
The Silly Man.
Yeah,
I'm going to call it the Silly Man from now on.
I read part of the start of it, but it was also while I was commuting to Brisbane on the train, and it used to like actually physically put me to sleep. And I've listened to about half of it.
Yeah, that must be such a tough read.
I feel like it would be a tough one in public too. I'm not great at reading in a hustle and bustle kind of place like a train for something like that either.
Yeah.
No.
There's definitely a lot of page restarts. Like, yeah.
Which is annoying when the font size 4.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a lot of words that you've, the book version of Highway Hypnosis over. Go back to the start. Like, there's light going into the eyes, but there's no processing of whatever the words say.
There's lots of light with little shapes of the absence of light.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or however black text works.
But yeah, there's a bunch of books that he published in the 80s as well about Middle Earth. Like, there's quite a lot.
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna do them all. Just you wait.
Dude, it'd be cool. Like, what a hell of a read. Like, we sing his praises so much, but it's probably never unfinished, truly. Like, how great he was. Because
we'll see when I get to Silmarillion.
We'll see, yeah. No, but even with The Hobbit and the 3 books, or the 3 Rings books, it's like, it's at a point where even if you gave most people a whole lifetime, like let's say 80 years, like it's one accomplishment to like create those bodies of work.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because
like actually though, like they're so well loved at this point. So
they're so creative. They're because I think maybe that's what elevates people to like the different levels. There are some writers in history, or there's some books. I've read like 10 books. I should say that. I don't want to pretend to be some other guy, but like,
not a big reader.
But there are some
in the last year, sorry, or
I've read some books
read
where,
like
or movies.
A third of his age in books. That's hilarious.
No, you have to subtract like the first 4 to 5 years of his life because of not being able to read.
That's fair.
And
That's
then
only
subtract
fair.
every year he played League of Legends for, because that reverses your inability to,
do anything else.
Be
do much.
smart.
Yeah.
No, there are some books where take the Dune series, because the movie's pretty popular right now. The first book is quite good and special, but then they fall off a cliff and they just become terrible, embarrassing.
Are they finished though?
Yes.
Yeah. So still better.
Still better than George R. R. Martin.
George R. R.
Before I lose the point, sorry. The point with Dune is the concept and the creativity, 10 out of 10, off the charts. But the story and everything else, But then, like, when you come across Lord of the Rings, it's insane. It's just like, it's ridiculous. It's 10 out of 10 across the board.
I'll be sure to report back my 10 out of 10 findings every week at this point.
Excellent.
I feel like even if you don't like fantasy, it could hold up as just a good, like, story about war, history, love, friendship, everything. It's all in there.
Very true.
It's pretty fantasy heavy though. Like, if you don't like fantasy, you definitely.
There's less magic. It's not high. It's definitely not high fantasy.
No.
It's there's
High
magical
fantasy.
beings, but
High fantasy is tough because, like, the coolest guy you can make is still lame. Like, the lamest dude you'd meet in real life.
Oh yeah, it's because his cloak's fucking shimmery, dude.
Because, like, you can be so dark and brooding and mysterious, and then, like, the way you kill a guy, you got to be like, Alakamizu, and wave your finger.
Yeah, Aragorn in the Prancing Pony couldn't exist in high fantasy, where he's sitting in the corner and you just see his eyes glow from his pipe. that doesn't exist.
Like,
every room's well
it's
lit.
like top 3 coolest shots in the films. So, all right,
There'd be
let's flip the coin.
or anything.
Yeah. I'm hungry again.
One last, the Silmarillions like reading the Bible. Like that's what makes it hard to read. It's like it uses language like that we don't use today, but also it's like reading Genesis of the Bible, where it's just like the vomiting of words in a long sentence that are just names of things that have been made up.
Just metaphors and metaphors
correct,
as well, or
correct.
Yeah,
and it's just like, a list of all the gods or whatever and what they're responsible for. In a big chunk.
It might take a couple of reads
for sure. Kind of handy to listen to them, because then you at least have an idea of what they're supposed to sound like.
It's not a bad shout.
Yeah. Even, I guess you could probably even find something on like YouTube to listen to in regards to like just Google the name of
like an introduction to Silmarillion or something.
All right, let's
wonder if Andy Serkis narrates that.
Coin.
Oh, dude, that'd be tough. I tried to read The Clockwork Orange, and it has over 140 words, just completely made up by the author.
Oh.
Only 140 words.
Yeah, like, but consistently used throughout the story, and it's
okay.
So for I don't know, maybe for whatever reason the author thought it'd be funny that instead of writing a person was assaulted or a person was stabbed, he's like, they were socketed or something, or like grab bagged. So the sentence is like, Timothy grab bagged his Kachukin, and you're like, oh fuck hell. What am I reading?
Don't worry about it. I listen and read Warhammer books, so I think I'm fine.
You're elite. You're well versed.
Yeah, I was playing it's called Rogue Trader, and it's like the classic RPG but video game, right?
Yeah.
So it's like D&D almost vibes, right? And there's like a glossary mode where, they're like highlighted words in a sentence, and it's like, here's a meaning. I'm like, don't need that, chief. Sorry, mate. Turn that one off. Which is good, because there's
cool.
there's a lot of fucking menu items everywhere in that game, so it's good to get some clutter off my fucking screen.
That must be what it's like being a priest reading the Bible.
You just understand all.
You know what's going on.
Yeah.
You've made me feel somehow less cool than I already did. So thanks for that. I'm mentally prepared to flip the coin now.
Active member in the Warhammer community.
Yeah.
All right.
Surely you'd be a bad boy rogue, like if they find out you have a girlfriend. It's like, oh.
Well,
it's like, boys, I still love Warhammer as much as you guys. I don't know.
Zach's in more danger.
Can't be completely dedicated to Warhammer, clearly.
Yeah.
He'll be excommunicated after the wedding.
Sure.
Yeah, well, he, like
At 2, Keelan.
in films, people that are having affairs and stuff take off their rings to go have the affair. But Zach will have to take off his ring when we go play at the Warhammer shop. Otherwise, we won't be allowed in.
Oh, it's so dumb.
All right, share your screen.
All right. Ready?
What ads we got today? Stan.
California road
No,
trip.
thanks.
And Heart
Interesting.
Foundation. Paid for by Big
We're getting to
McDonald's.
that age, huh?
How else do you think they get the Heart Foundation tick for approval on all of their menu items?
Yeah. Scam, innit? All right, let's do it. I'm going to go with...
Hold on, I'm having a look at what this ad is down here. It said from the creator of Vikings. So it's Billy the Kid Show on Stan.
There's an ad saying no ads.
The dude from Vikings was at the thing in Burley on the weekend that Sticks and Harry played at, and Sticks met the bloke.
Oh, really? The guy
That's
who was
pretty
in
cool.
Boy Swallows Universe? That guy? Yeah.
That's the one.
Man.
Yeah, he launched a new beer.
Oh, sick. I'm going to have to Google it and buy it now.
Yeah.
Was the miniseries just a big ad? Like a promo?
Can we, dude, look at all these free ads we're giving out. Come on.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. It's Tails. Always been Tails. It always will be
Oh.
Tails.
Oh,
Wow,
Tails never
wait.
fails. He's flipped.
Light
Tails
them
is
up.
back.
Excellent.
I'm crushing that.
Wow, what a call.
Damn.
Tails was due. Did
It
his
was.
homework.
It wasn't due by much. There was no streak on heads.
2 heads in a row is a streak to me.
Heads it had. Was it on two? Damn. All right. Sorry, Chief.
Keelan, congratulations, 16 and 15 lifetime. So all of the boys are up
Well done.
plus 500 currently.
Oh, how good.
Stop speaking American.
You and Matt are both 16 and 15. I'm 19 and 12.
Ooh.
Like,
51 and 42.
oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Rising tide lifts all ships with riding on the coattails of tails. Well done.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, on that bombshell, Haaland's missed as many big chances as Nunes this season.
That's a tough look.
Sorry, just thought I'd squeeze that in there.
Tough look.
21 all.
All right. Thank you, boys. See you next week.
Someone was injured this season too, just quietly. That was Haaland. Just want to shit on him a little bit more. Tough biggies for him.
All right, you done?
Darwin Nunez is really good.
Sure he is, buddy.
Liverpool win with him and lose without him.
Uh-huh.
That's all I
Okay.
got.
All right. See you next week.
Yep.
It's
Cheerio.
going off.